All right, so it's been a minute since we've been here at Rowland giving an update, so we thought it'd be smart to show y'all what's happened so far, what Alex and the team have really accomplished thus far. And from what I understand, the last time we did an update, we were far from this. So, Alex, I was hoping maybe we could just kind of break down a little bit of what's happened so far, starting with the windows. Now, I thought we could save a bunch of them, but...
Yeah, I said no to that. I mean, we could have saved them, but as far as like energy efficiency goes, it made no sense. And just like for the look of the house, we want them all look similar, all new. No like mix match, new, old type of thing. So.
Right. That was smart, especially since we were replacing all the siding. It was easy enough to replace all those windows. So what may cost a little bit more upfront makes a lot more sense in the long run. So I just touched on the siding. We had a couple different options when we were thinking about what to do with this. And Alex, I'm going to turn over to you to talk about what we ended up doing.
So we went with a hardy board siding. It's fiber cement siding as opposed to like a vinyl. The reason being really is durability. I mean, this is going to last forever. There's going to be like no nicks or dings in it. Sometimes that happens with vinyl. And it just looks better. I mean, when you're driving by, I noticed the difference anyway. And you can definitely tell.
Yeah.
So happy with the choice, happy with the color. Just happy with it also.
Yeah, this is the second time as an organization we've decided to clad our houses in fiber cement, and honestly I think it's what we're going to do going forward. It just looks so much nicer, less things to worry about long term, and just really nice curb appeal ultimately. So I think we should take a quick visit inside. We've already insulated and actually started sheetrocking, so let's go check it out. Yeah! In the front.
Darkest room ever.
It's warm though.
It actually is very
Definitely is warm in here. So I think the last time we were here, the roof wasn't on. Like, so obviously we couldn't have any insulation. We couldn't have any.
It was dry. It was soaked in here.
It was soaked in here, right? We spent, not only was it 10 years of getting water inside, we then, once we opened up the roof, it was another like month or so of getting wet. But man, it's nice to have the roof and the insulation on. So maybe Alex, can you just tell us a little bit about what's kind of happened so far in terms of rough-ins?
Yep, so right now we have all of our mechanicals roughed in. We have our HVAC, we have our electrical, we have our plumbing. And one really cool thing I think is that we were able to salvage the return grate from the old house. Obviously we need to spruce it up a little bit, spray paint it, but I kind of like the idea of being able to salvage things when we can.
No, that's a good point. That's a cool save.
But you can see all the wires, all the lights are going to be can lights, and we're going to have 20 lights down here, so it's going to be dark now, but it's going to be bright once we get those in there.
Yeah. So we're standing in what is, I don't know, probably going to be the dining room.
Should be the
whatever, nice
dining room,
open space. Yep. Big old living room behind us. It's gonna get a ton of light from there, and then you can look all the way through into the kitchen, which it's hard to even think about what this house was like before. You know, like I really, I don't even remember it, frankly.
There's a bathroom in the kitchen.
There's a bathroom in the kitchen. Yep. Needless to say, we got rid of that. And then back here is the little addition that we made to accommodate a laundry room and to extend the square footage so that above it we can fit in the master bedroom, which we'll go up and see next. We are now in what is the master bedroom, and previous to us taking this house on, we would be standing in thin air.
We wouldn't be standing. We'd be squatting because.
What was here?
It was just the
crawl space.
Oh, yeah, it's just that funky crawl space. We would be squatting in a really just sketchy crawl space. But instead, we, as we showed you downstairs, laundry room went in, right? And then on top of that, we built this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you want to talk a little bit about kind of where we are now here?
Sure. Well, right now this is our first finished room as far as sheetrock goes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once you put the sheetrock up, it really starts to feel like a room. You get a real good sense of the space.
Yeah.
So just to have this done, I mean, feels great. Definitely.
That's a great point. Like, you can no longer see all the way through to the front of the house, which makes it a little bit smaller, but also like really makes it into a believable space. Like finish line is far from sight, but there's some really like tangible progress that gets done with sheetrock.
Yeah, definitely.
And we as a company self-perform the hanging, and then we're gonna find a trade partner that'll do the mudding. And it's not because we can't, it's because there's others who can do it better, faster, and with less frustration. So I think that's enough. That's reason enough to find others to hire it out.
Yeah, so before we got our hands on this house, the land bank reached out to us. It was sitting vacant for 10 years. They reached out to us and were like, do you guys want it? And then we said yes, happy we said yes, because I mean, to restore this, I mean, it feels great. It's good for the neighborhood. So, yeah.
And I mean, honestly, it was kind of on its last legs. Like it likely would have been demoed if we didn't take it on. And needless to say, like this isn't a tiny home by any stretch of the imagination. It's ultimately going to be a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house. And what we're going to actually do with this house is we're going to sell it at market rate and put the proceeds back into the organization so that we can continue fulfilling our mission of ending homelessness. It's just a kind of exciting way to fundraise, frankly.